The power of life and death is in the tongue. And what comes out of your mouth are words. So,
words are extremely powerful. And we're going to get into it in this particular episode about what you say to yourself and to each other matters.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point you realize you married into crazy. And that's what our show is all about. If your marriage or relationship is compassionate, real, accountable, zealous and yielding, or just plain crazy, Snooks and Lovey offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as they unpack this thing called marriage. Sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
Welcome back to another episode of the Married into Crazy podcast with Snooks and Lovey.
I'm Snooks.
And I'm Lovey.
And you see that we have headphones on now? It's a brand new look for us.
That it is. There's been some attempts to actually take care of some of the echo that we've been receiving. So we've joined the bandwagon. We're part of the headphone gang now.
It's not bandwagoning. It's just improving if it helps with the echoing, whatever.
Listen, for those of you that have been with us for a long time,
today.
you know we like to banter. Sometimes
It's not a banter.
Snooks likes to jump in before we even truly get into it.
Well, that's better than him saying, you need to say something. Stop just sitting there. Put a smile on your face.
This is what we do on a daily basis. You're getting a taste of what I face every single day for the last 30 years.
Such a man, baby.
Look, we've been married for 30 plus years. Actually,
No.
almost 30 years.
I'm going to need you to know.
And we talk about all things marriage. Anything you can possibly think of that actually relates to marriage, we touch upon those topics. We also bring you subject matter experts as well as other couples to talk about how they challenge themselves to move beyond adversity and build bridges to peace.
Mm-hmm.
So before we do anything else, if you would, wherever you're listening to us or watching us, go and submit a rating, leave a comment, subscribe, and tell a friend.
And tell a friend.
And while you're at it, go ahead and visit marriedintocrazy.com. We've got some big things that are coming up soon and very soon. The tickets for the 2027 Married Into Crazy Winter Ball and Marriage Conference are going to go on sale.
Whoop, whoop.
We've got some sponsors that are coming on board. We're extremely excited about the speakers and the activities that are going to take place, but you'll hear more about that in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, let's get into these words.
Get into the words.
So what do you think words
Because it's
matter?
in the Bible.
Just because it's in the Bible?
Because it's in the Bible. I believe everything in that book. Like Grandma. No, playing.
Wow. Shots fired.
Sorry, Grandma Lula. No, I mean, words matter. Just how they affect.
Wait, hold on. First off, you're not going to try to make my grandma sound like a heathen. Like she don't believe. You made it. You just inferred that she didn't believe in the Bible.
No, I was joking. Grandma Lula, no. First, you're not finna be all in your feelings.
You ain't going to be talking about
See,
my grandma.
that was an example of how words matter.
Listen, y'all.
Oh, now you want to act like it
What we
didn't
say
happen.
to each other matters. What you say to yourself matters even more than what we say to each other. Because we're so concerned more times than not about what he said, what she said at the workplace, in our sports. There's this huge culture out there talking about so-and-so disrespecting me. And a lot of times it's just dealing with what they think somebody said. And a lot of times it's reactionary.
So even if what they said was real, I think that we have to start moving past getting upset by what someone else said. Did it hurt you? Did anybody die? Did you lose your job? And now, granted, of course, I'm not trying to be facetious or what have you, but there are situations where we just need to keep it moving, because a lot of times you bring up the whole disrespect thing. We have more I won't say more, but we have men and women in prison, in jail, behind words because they felt disrespected or whatever. So we have to take heed to how we respond to the words that are said to us.
And if you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth,
My mouth.
sometimes, remember the old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones.
But names will never hurt me.
Well, words do hurt
Mm-hmm.
because let's just face it, marriages have fallen apart because of words, harsh words. During our Gottman training, we've done level 1, level 2 when it comes to the Gottman couples method therapy training. And one of the things we talk about is harsh startups. And within that realm, there's a lot of conversations that take place between couples that could go a completely different direction, more positively, if you have a soft or a gentle startup, as opposed to coming out the gates just all hard.
I'm coming in, kicking doors down, everything, knocking stuff off the table. Just playing.
But how do we get around that? Right? We're not going to go into the harsh startups and all of that right now, but we are going to talk about what we say to ourselves and to each other. How do we improve that? And I firmly believe that it comes back to having a marriage mantra.
Okay. Well, not just a marriage mantra, but a mantra. I think there's a place for more than one mantra. Not just a marriage one, because there are some people who are not married that want to be married. They should have a mantra also.
That's good.
I mean, and then you maybe need to have an individual mantra. You do need an individual mantra, by the way.
So,
but I might have one, and then we have one that is together. But just, that's just for background. But I believe a marriage mantra is very important.
So what's your take? What's your definition of a mantra?
A mantra is something that I say that I believe, I speak over myself, basically. Sometimes I speak it over you too. When we do our mantra, the words that I take with me, words that I meditate on, they are words that I want to make sure I feel like I'm walking in that. And it might be easier. So let me just say it. Is it okay if I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So our mantra is how we start out. Lovey, I call his name, he calls my name. I said, you are a whole, happy, healthy, wealthy, compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding man after the heart of God and myself through your daily interactions as a husband, a parent, a grandparent, a business owner, a mentor, a colleague, advisor, friend, lover. You see and provide solutions where others only see problems. Because of that, you are a blessing to everyone you meet on a daily basis. All that you seek to become is already in you. The roots of your success are found in your routines and prayer. You are confident, courageous, disciplined, undistracted, and audacious. So that's the mantra that we say. And those are my words, but I'm speaking them over him. And likewise, he is speaking them over me. So most of the time, Lovey will say after when we leave, make sure you say your mantra throughout the day. So when I'm by myself, I don't say Lovey's name. I just say, I am a whole, happy, healthy, wealthy, compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding woman. And then I say the rest of it. I am instead of saying you are. So those are the words that I meditate on. Sorry about that. Throughout the day, and I try to make sure that I'm being compassionate, I'm being real, I'm accountable, I'm zealous, and I'm yielding.
The cool thing about this is your mantra could be anything you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, before we did a marriage mantra, I was the only one saying a mantra. My men's group challenged us to create one. So it was much smaller. It was just a lot shorter. But probably the greatest mantra that many of us are familiar with right now is Muhammad Ali. When he said,
the greatest.
That's right. I am the greatest. He said it over and over and over again, more times than not, to convince himself. Once he convinced himself, then it was convincing his team. Then once he convinced his team, it was convincing the reporters and the rest of the world. And right now, if you tell anybody within the age-appropriate group that had exposure to Muhammad Ali, and you say, who said I am the greatest? Or who is the greatest? They'll say, oh, Muhammad Ali. That's the power of a mantra. It doesn't have to be long. It can be very short. Ours has evolved over time. It started off with me saying it myself. Then when it kind of moved into me saying it to my wife, then us saying it to each other. And then we shifted it to where it wasn't I am to, like you just heard, Snooks, you are. And then we go into it and we say at the same time, we're speaking life into each other. Mm-hmm. Throughout the day, I may not say my entire mantra throughout the day. A lot of times there's parts of what I'm experiencing, whatever the situation may be, that I pull a snippet of my mantra out and I use it. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times before I go into a customer meeting or even just an internal meeting where I say, I see and provide solutions where others only see problems. And because of that, I'm a blessing to everyone I meet on a daily basis.
So with that being said, I feel like having a marriage mantra, it could help a couple stay focused on each other, kind of. Because keep it real, a lot of couples, when they get married, they just kind of go into it. Even if you've had, premarital counseling or coaching or whatever, a lot of times you just kind of go into it. With having a marriage mantra, so we say our mantra in the morning, but having a marriage mantra, you could put down all the things that you want to see happen in your marriage. We incorporate crazy because we believe that all couples should be more crazy in their relationships, right?
More compassionate,
more
real, accountable,
exactly.
Zealous, and yielding.
Exactly. So having a marriage mantra I feel like it'll keep you from just, as soon as you wake up, you're just thinking about, the kids, the bills, the this, the that, or whatever. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because that happens with me too sometimes also, more times than not, probably. And it is depending on this season. But at least when I stop, it's like saying my mantra makes me remember that I need to take pause and really think about what I'm saying, and not just be saying it to say it, but really say it and really focus and concentrate on those words. And then I feel it. And once you start feeling what you say, good or bad, we all know, I feel like when you say bad stuff, you're experiencing the bad maybe consequences or of those words, because we started out talking about how words are important. So in my mantra, if I'm saying I need to be more compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding, I'm going to focus on that stuff. So instead of just winging it, and this is not just for brand new married couples, this could be for couples who've been married for 30 years or however long. Instead of just winging it, let's sit down and let's write a mantra and make it be about the things that we want to see happen, how we want to evolve, how we want to change, how we want to grow in our relationship.
Amen. It's interesting because every major corporation, every business out there has a mission statement.
That's true.
It's focused on their core beliefs of that organization. Mm-hmm. And you can start off with your mantra by just really identifying what are our core beliefs for our family. And develop a mantra around those core beliefs so you never get lost. Think of your mantra as your breadcrumbs that you're leaving for your soul, but also for yourself, to make sure that you never venture too far off the path of where you want your family to be. Mm-hmm. And it does three things. The first thing that a mantra does is it's a pattern interrupter, right? Let me step back. It is a pattern interrupter, but to Snooks' point, it creates manifestation. What we say happens, period. What we say creates energy, positive or negative. So if something's happening and it's not going down the path that you want, now you're not going to magically say some words. It's not a magic spell. It's not going to change it in that moment. But what you can shift is your energy and your perspective about what's happening. That alone may not change the outcome, but it will change your experience. Right? So it can be a pattern interrupter. Second, it can help simplify decision making. I know that there's a portion of our mantra that says that the roots of my success are found in my routines and prayer. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've been lying in bed and I'm supposed to get up for a 5 a.m. call with my men's group. We have another call called the Wake Your Game Up. I'm laying there and I don't even want to get up. And then I'll tell myself the roots of my success are found in my routines and prayer. So I get my butt out of bed. I get on the call. I'm usually late, but I get on. And it does set the tone for my day. Because when I'm not on the call, it interrupts my pattern for when I work out. Because I immediately work out either during or after the call. And if I don't get that call in, my routine is disrupted. And it messes up my entire day. The third thing that it does is, when it comes to us, it's a constant reminder that we're on the same team. That it's not me versus her or her versus me or even us versus the kids. It's us versus the problem, whatever the challenge is, whatever's going on out in the world that we need to face, we're attacking that together. And our mantra solidifies that. Because in the very beginning, it says, I'm a compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding man after the heart of God and my wife. So I seek God's heart, and then I seek my wife's heart. I can't seek my wife's heart if I'm constantly battling her. And my mantra reminds me, keeps things in order. So this is something that's not super hard to do. It could be a bit of a shift in the way that you do things, but I tell you right now, it's going to pay dividends.
So also, I feel like you said, Lovey said, ours has evolved. There have been things that were taken out. There were things that were put in. It depends on what season you're in too. So, okay, y'all heard ours. Mine is kind of long. Thanks, Lovey. Ours is kind of long, right? But yours doesn't have to start out like that. You could be in the very beginning stages of the relationship, or even in, almost said the meaning, even in a marriage. But what you want to do is, you want to build together, right? That could be your mantra. We build together. You may be a person that everything has to be just right, or, no out of lines. Wow. I felt a little tinge of judgment right there. Just a little tiny bit.
I'm just chasing your heart, babe.
Wow. But if you're that person that's a perfectionist and everything has to be, in order, all T's crossed and I's dotted, maybe your mantra should be, or could be, grace over perfection. So you don't have to be so perfection. And I know you're ashamed because sometimes you're like that too. I saw that look you gave me.
I like that. Grace over perfection.
Yeah. And then again, depending on the season, we handle hard things together. So we never changed our mantra after our son passed away. But we could have. It could have been that. We handle hard things together. So.
And it does morph. We've added something recently.
Audacious.
Several months ago. Yeah, because at the very end, when we say, I am confident, courageous, disciplined, undistracted, and audacious. Audacious was a word that I've chosen to focus on for this year. Right? Because I believe that life meets you at the level of audacity that you live. And so I want to live my life audaciously. So we added that in. And it was something we talked about. We didn't have to. If Snooks would have said, I'm not feeling that, then we wouldn't have added it.
I don't know if you can feel it. If you can't see me, I don't know if you saw me. You can feel me looking at the camera like, really, bruh? I don't think so.
She can add stuff.
Anyway. But I think it's important that you both sit down and decide, kind of to his point, what you want in it. Because what may be important to you, he might be like, oh, I'm good in that area. And not like, oh, well, now you're going to fight over it. This is the compassionate part. And also the other C that we talk about sometimes is compromising. So.
Or yielding.
Or yielding. Keep it crazy.
So it's June. Today's the last day of June that we're actually recording this.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's the first day of the rest of the year. We're hitting the halfway mark tomorrow on July 1st. And you have the ability to say, I haven't done this before, or I used to do this and we fell out of practice. But for the remainder of this year, we're going to work on a mantra. Or maybe I'm going to work on one myself. Mm-hmm. Maybe one of you saying, well, I don't need a mantra. That's okay. Look, it's one of those things that we make recommendations. It's up to you to decide whether or not there's room for it in your life. Mm-hmm. Your mantra doesn't have to sound like ours, right? Look, we know that marriage is wild, but everybody has their own brand of crazy. There's different levels of being compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding. Mm-hmm. And because your DNA, your marital DNA, is different from everybody else's, your mantra should be as well. It really needs to speak to your core beliefs and what your needs are in this season.
I think that's very important. Speak to your core. Because you could be saying a mantra just to be saying it and not feeling it at all. Now I'm just wasting my time. That doesn't make any sense, And also, when you do develop a mantra, make sure you write it down. And until you learn it verbatim, word by word, because I feel like that's important to be able to say it without having to get the paper or get distracted or whatever. Write it everywhere, or you got sticky notes, put it up wherever you spend the majority of your time. Put the mantra down and say it until you learn it, and not just learn to say it, but learn to feel it too.
Hey, real talk. Anyone that's actually visited our home knows that our marriage mantra, the original version of it, is right here in the hallway. We have it in two places. Mm-hmm. We have it in our hallway when you first enter our home. It's on a plaque. And then we also have it pinned up in our bedroom. So if for whatever reason Snooks forgets that she's after my heart.
Judgment again. Wow.
I've got it written down in a couple of places to remind her. But it's also something that our daughters see. Mm-hmm. They see the marriage mantra. They hear us. They've watched us repeat the mantra. And so they know it's a part of the tapestry of our love for each other and for God.
Yep.
So we encourage you to do the exact same thing, do something similar, figure out how and what that's going to look like in your life, because your words matter. And what you say to yourself on a daily basis is more important than what anybody out in the world can say to you. Yep. And what you bring back home and you share with each other is extremely powerful.
Yep.
So if you can say your mantra first thing in the morning to start your day and throughout your day, however it works for you, whatever the algorithm looks like, hopefully you will adopt this. And do us a favor. Shoot us a DM either on Instagram or Facebook. Look up Married Into Crazy. It's on all our social handles, even on LinkedIn. And let us know, what's your mantra? Do you use a mantra? And if you incorporate it, let us know how it's going. We'd love to hear that and maybe share some of that with your permission on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I hope this was valuable to you. If you know somebody that could benefit from this particular episode, please send it to them. Share it with them. and let them know, like, you know what, I heard this and it made me think about something you said once about how words are powerful. You should check this out. Share it with them, because by you sharing it, it increases discoverability and allows us to really take this conversation into more living rooms.
Yep. I agree.
So until the next time,
Be blessed.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Married Into Crazy podcast with Snooks and Lovey. Please like, subscribe to, and review the show wherever you access it, and tell a friend about us. Visit marriedintocrazy.com and see how Snooks and Lovey can bless your marriage directly.